Hi Glendale, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.
And you're watching the Glendale 411.
Being a mom is hard as it is, but being a teen mom is a whole nother story.
Emerald Davis and Hannah Martin have the story.
17-year-olds Kyra Motes and Jackson Fiel were blessed with Ashton Felix on September 20th.
Whenever I told my parents that I was pregnant, we didn't really know what to do. It was all just kind of shock, but they were really supportive. And then whenever I told Jackson was kind of shocked, but he told me everything was going to be okay. I didn't really get judged as much as, like TV makes it out to be. Whenever I told people, I got a lot of really positive responses. Like, I didn't have any negativity. I didn't experience being alone or being kicked out, that kind of thing. So I'm really just lucky.
Socially, I feel like it's changed a lot, even from when I was in high school. I think it's more accepting. People are more supportive of the teen moms. There's definitely still judgment that can happen, but socially, I think it's gotten better. Whenever you add a child to the mix, you are changing your social life because you have to go to a selfless mode.
If I hear as my remark, it kind of hurts, but I've got my family and I've got my boyfriend and I've got a lot of extended family who still talks to me and supports me and tells me every day that they're proud of what I've done. And it kind of just helps on that end. It's all worth it because in the end, it's just going to be for Ashton what I do, not me.
I think you're still figuring out who you are as a teenager. And so all of a sudden you're raising someone else as well as still figuring out who you are. But one thing I feel like I hear around is that people respect her approach.
Things have been going a lot smoother than I thought. There's a few areas that are still a little bumpy, but I was blessed with a really good child. He's not fussy, he loves to talk, and he's playful. There's a lot of backlash on people who have had children at a younger age, and I'm just glad that I am the one who got to see it from a different point of view.
Teens with special needs finally have their night to shine.
Ryan Harp and Connor Skinner have the story.
Night to Shine is a prom for adults ages 14 and older with special needs that was launched by the Tim Tebow Foundation. At High Street, we had about 130 guests and 450 volunteers, but worldwide there are about 90,000 guests. Well, when the guests first get here, they go through check-in. They're then paired with a buddy who's a volunteer that's been trained to just hang out with them as their date that night. If they're girls, they go get hair and makeup, touch-ups and makeovers. If they're guys, they'll get a shoe shine. They'll get corsages and boutonnieres, head to a limo ride, and then walk the red carpet. They'll eat dinner with their buddy and then dance the rest of the night and enjoy karaoke room.
It is one of the most moving, incredible nights I've ever been to. To look at these special needs people who don't get to go to prom, and then they come to Night to Shine, and they walk down the red carpet with the paparazzi clapping and cheering them on, and you just see their faces light up like, oh my goodness, I matter this much? And I think that's the whole point. They do matter.
Glendale sophomore Peyton Rodina shares her childhood experience fighting cancer.
Amanda Zimmerman, Michaela, and I have the story.
Glendale sophomore Peyton Rodina shares her experience surviving cancer.
So when I was younger, I used to always be sick, and I would always be throwing up or just never being cheery.
Her type of cancer was called a germ cell tumor, and it was on her tailbone.
I had it for, I think, about a year. We did 8 rounds of chemo, or 8 rounds total, and it would be a week in chemo, a week in recovery, and then a week staying at home, and I did that about 8 times.
It affected the family because we were at the hospital with her, and her brother was 3.5 at the time, so he was in preschool, and he was hitting and biting and kicking because we weren't there at home more often.
Peyton shares how having cancer changed her life forever.
If I never would have went through this, that I would be a different person. I would, looking at people today, I think of what they go through, and I think, she survived cancer. Not a lot of people are open about it. And so I feel like if I never would have went through that, I don't think I would have the same heart for people as I do now.
Today, Peyton is healthy and back to her normal activities.
Well, our lives now are more normal. She's a typical 15-year-old girl. She's in color guard and does marching band, and so we're kind of back to normal. We're both, you know, her dad and I are both working, and her brother is 18 now, getting ready to graduate.
Well, I hope to like go on to college and like do something in the medical field, because I feel like I just want to be that person that saves people like my doctor saved me.
Glendale freshman Amaya Mahoney's typical day looks different than most Falcons.
Michelle Lewis and Landry Schneider bring you the story.
Glendale High School student Amaya Mahoney began her gymnastics career at a very young age.
She's been involved in gymnastics since she was about 3 years old. She started initially just at the YMCA in Hollister, near where we were living. So since then, she's been doing the Junior Olympic course of the USAG program.
I train every day after school from 3 to 7. In gymnastics, it goes up to level 10, and then either you can go elite, which is the Olympics, or you could go to college, and I want to be a college gymnast. I would like to go to Florida, although that is extremely hard to get into. OU is the best, and again, pretty hard to get into, but everybody has big goals. It's very physical and very mental. It's pretty difficult not to quit or to stop doing what you're doing.
There's a lot of things that she has to give up, like social life and having the sleepovers and things like that. In the winter, it's pretty much like, I can't. And there's a lot of things that are easier to do and more fun to do, and I'd like her to stay focused on things that might not be as easy to do and see how far she can go.
Thanks for watching.
Make sure to check us out on social media at the Glendale 411.
Signing out, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.